Hi, I am Toni Reece, and you're listening to Feedback on WEEU, and I am so excited to present the Inside Berks Jazz Fest segment, coming to you live on the stage of WEEU. This segment gives us the opportunity to sit down with a few of the performers of the 35th annual Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest. Today we're joined by two incredible guests from the Reading Pops Orchestra, conductor Will Rapp and Reading Pops president Managing director. Okay. Thank you for the correction. And reed player Julie Drey.
Yes, hello.
They're here to talk about an exciting upcoming performance as part of the Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest featuring the legendary David Benoit and Eric Marienthal. This performance is Sunday, March 29th at 3:30 at the Miller Center for the Arts. And we're especially excited because Julie will be performing for us live after this interview. So welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you for having feedback. So, Will, for those who may not be familiar, how would you describe the Reading Pops Orchestra?
Well, we are a 50-piece orchestra, so somewhat smaller than a larger symphony, which might be 80 or up to 90, depending on what they're performing. And we really specialize in the pops, the lighter fare, and we're especially proud to have had such a long history with the Berks Jazz Fest.
Now, you had told me you have been in existence here in Reading for how many years, did you say?
Well, it started informally in 1963, and we were incorporated in 1969. So we're starting our 56th season.
That's amazing.
It is.
Oh, my gosh.
It's
Now,
wonderful.
how would you compare traditional orchestra to what makes you unique as the Reading Pops?
But that's a good question. Symphonies will often program, symphony orchestras will often program symphonies. These are generally four-movement works. There's usually a major symphony in an orchestra program. There's usually a featured soloist. There's a concerto in the program, and there may be an opening overture or closing piece. We really don't undertake these multi-movement symphonies. We do rather shorter things. There are a lot of really great overtures over the years that have been composed that often open our concerts. And again, it's the lighter fare and the more popular end of the music spectrum.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that?
Sure. When we were first started, there was a local gentleman, Henry Goss, who was a musician and a lawyer, and other things too, along with Wes Fisher, who is called Mr. Music in Berks County, who started most of the groups that happen in Berks County many years ago. And when he put it together, Henry and Wes described it as being popular classics and classic pop. And I love that distinction. So what we do is sometimes play music that is classical, but it's a lot shorter, but a lot of people recognize it. They've heard it a lot. And then, of course, we play popular music, like Broadway shows, tunes, movie music. We play marches. Orchestras can play marches. Things like that. So again, it's the lighter fare. It's not as long. Usually our pieces are not nearly as long as a symphonic piece, but it's the good toe tapping stuff and
It's lively.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Fun.
So what can we expect Sunday?
Well, we're doing a lot of wonderful arrangements by David Benoit, or for David Benoit, and with Eric Marienthal. So it's David Benoit was, I don't know, did he purchase the rights for the Charlie Brown music? Or yeah. So he's the one in charge now of all the music from the Charlie Brown music. So we're doing one piece called Good Grief, Charlie Brown.
Oh, okay.
But then, of course, they're great musicians, so we played their music other times. But yeah, this is our third time with David. Is there a third time with Eric as well?
Yeah, our second time with
Okay.
Eric.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's a great sax player from the West Coast. And yeah, you want to tell them about Eric's piece?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
please do.
one of the unique things we're going to program is a number of years back, film composer Michael Kamen wrote a piece for the legendary saxophonist David Sanborn. It's actually called Concerto for Sanborn. And while it is a three-movement, 20-plus minute concerto, we thought that maybe just the third movement, the last movement, 5 minutes or so, would be a great opener. Turns out that my good friend Tom Leslie, who is the director of wind studies at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, does compact discs every year of his group. And a number of years back, he commissioned a composer to take the Kamen orchestral version and transcribe it for wind band. and Eric Marienthal was the soloist.
Oh my goodness.
And when I received that CD, I was just so knocked out by it. I contacted Eric immediately and said, would you be willing to do the third movement of the Cayman as the opener of our concert? And he's willing to do that, and we're really excited about programming that piece. It's a piece that's not often heard, again, because the full concerto is more than 20 minutes long. But the third movement is just going to be a perfect opener for this concert.
Oh, the audience is going to be so knocked out by that. How does it feel to you to have this relationship between your establishment and also Berks Jazz?
It's wonderful. It started in 1999 when John contacted us that we had Paquito de Rivera coming in for Berks Jazz Fest, and he had just put out an album with strings. So they asked, could you put together the string section? So the strings from the Pops Orchestra accompanied Paquito de Rivera. I was very sad that I couldn't play, but I sat there just very happy. We were so happy to be involved, and now we've been involved every year, and it's been great. We look forward to this every year. It's wonderful because our orchestra here from Berks County, we're made up of mostly local musicians. Some coming from Lancaster area, but mostly it's Berks Countyans, and we get to play with world-renowned musicians, which is just.
Do you get nervous?
Somewhat, but you know what's really cool? As soon as we play with some of these artists and their artistry comes through, the whole orchestra's artistry just
They're
perks
lifting each other up.
Oh my gosh, it's fabulous.
Oh, how cool is that? What an experience. Now, I know we touched on this, but I'm going to be an audience member that day. WEEU is sponsoring
Thank you for
this
that. Thank
concert
you.
as well.
Wonderful.
So, what are we going to expect? What am I going to experience?
Well, for any of those who know David Benoit's music and his arrangements, he's got 4 old favorites that he's done before, and we're glad for that, because many times people come because they recognize certain pieces of music and they're hoping to hear it again, which is great.
Hoping to hear it live, which is always a different experience than
It
hearing
is.
as a recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we also disclosed to David that within the Reading Pops Orchestra, we have a big band. So we have a saxophone section and the trumpets and trombones and all that. So he sent one chart along that is his rhythm section up front and our Reading Pops big band, Cafe Rio. And boy, it cooks.
Oh my gosh. Are you excited about that?
Absolutely.
What else are you excited about? As being a performer and doing the show on Sunday, what are you looking forward to the most?
You know, the first time as a musician you play a concert and you get that feedback from an audience,
Yep.
it sticks.
Does it?
It's such a high, it's such an exhilaration that performing is what it's all about, you know. And I remember in high school thinking, oh, this is my last high school thing. Nope, got to keep going. And that's when I made my decision to be a musician, because the heart, the soul, the expression of being a musician is so much who we are as people that we can't imagine doing anything else.
So how will you know when you're on stage that that connection has been made? What does it feel like? What's going to happen?
Well, there's a few things that are going to happen, because in addition to that feedback from the audience and the feeling we'll get by being locked in with the performers up front, is David and his trio, along with Eric Marienthal, have programmed special numbers just on their own, where the Pops musicians will just sit back and actually become part of the audience. So it's almost as if they'll have an audience in the round. And our musicians are so appreciative and grateful of great music that you'll just see the expression on the musicians' faces. And I get to enjoy that, because as conductor, I'll just sit down on my stool, but I'll still be facing the orchestra. So I see the expression on their faces as the performers up front are performing. And that's just another wonderful aspect of it, because we don't know what they're going to do. We know what the titles of the tunes are, but we don't know where the road's going to take it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And, you know, as I'm sitting here looking at both of you, you can really feel the joy about doing this type of work, right? And I'm sure that's going to come across to the audience as well. So I am looking forward to this immensely, and the talent is just going to be overflowing. So thank you for being part of feedback on WEEU.
Thank you.
And Julie, you're going to grace us with playing us
tune.
out today, correct? And you also have
Yes, I brought my friend Robin Lilarose. We've been
Yeah.
friends since 7th grade.
There you go.
And we've been playing forever. And we're going to do a jazz tune called Just Friends. We like to say cross out just and mark it as best friends. But it's a lovely little tune that was arranged for us by a dear friend of ours and fellow musician, John Jadis. He just keeps churning out more. Here, how about this? How about this? I get packets in the mail. It's like, wow, thank you, John.
That's
so
wonderful.
we're going to play this tune, Just Friends. Will's going to give us a little percussion, which we don't usually have when it's just the two of us,
Yeah.
but that's good.
So I want to remind our listeners that the performance is Sunday, March 29th at 3:30 at the Miller Center for the Arts.
Yes.
And it is just going to be over the top, and we're very excited.
Yes.
So thank you so much,
Yes.
Will Rapp and Julie Drey, for being here, and we'll let you
Great.
carry
Okay.
on.
Toni, thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us today.
Absolutely, thank you.
Okay.
Can't wait.
I'll give time for the sirens to clear.
Yeah. Right.
Just always be grateful that we're not in that thing that's, got the sirens.
That's true.
Yeah,
Boy.
not needing the sirens, not needing the help of the siren.